July 1st marks 26 years since Britain returned Hong Kong to China, with a promise of a high degree of autonomy for the city. But freedoms in Hong Kong are being eroded. NTD's UK News spoke to Benedict Rogers, Chief Executive of Hong Kong Watch, earlier for insight.
So Benedict Rogers, thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell me what it's like in Hong Kong now?
Well, essentially today, Hong Kong has moved very rapidly in the last few years from being one of the most open, freest cities in Asia to becoming one of its most repressive police states. And all of those freedoms that were promised, as you mentioned, in the Sino-British Joint Declaration and were meant to be protected for at least 50 years from the time of the handover, so until 2047, have all been dismantled.
So what can the international community do to help?
Well, I think, first of all, the international community should continue to keep a spotlight on Hong Kong and should not forget Hong Kong. Hong Kong received, rightly, a lot of attention in during the protests in 2019 and then around 2020, but that attention has reduced, perhaps inevitably because the media moves on and there are other crises in the world. But it's important that we don't lose focus. The US has introduced some sanctions, but I call on the British government and other governments to use sanctions. And then lastly, doing more to provide a lifeboat scheme for those who need to get out.
Well, Benedict Rogers, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.